This video is about Humiliates Holmes Jr., also known as T.J. Holmes, for his father, which goes by Humiliates Holmes Sr. Who is Marianne Holmes? Who is T.J. Holmes? Well, they're very closely connected to T.J. Holmes. Everyone seems to be so surprised at the way that TJ just jumped up out the blue and left his children. He doesn't have one child by Mary Lee. And I'm getting really sick of Mary Lee talking about her daughter as opposed to speaking in a manner of a wife who has 2 stepchildren. Because TJ has 3 children. Oh, you know, the 2 kids that he conveniently forget to post, but he always posts the one that is combing her hair and doing all this. Listen to the way he disrespected his own parents. And then I'll finish my commentary. Because this circus needs to come to an end.
Now, part of, you heard about a lot of stuff I'm done. I'm now with ABC News. I anchor the early morning show, and I contribute to Good Morning America. So that's where I am currently. Oh, some of you all might know that. But that keeps me busy, and I don't get a chance to come down here that often. I know they're trying to add flights too, but there ain't a lot of direct options from LaGuardia to Little Rock. So it makes it tough to get home. So I really have to pick and choose when I do come. Well, I chose to come to UAPB. I get a lot of offers to come back to the state and speak. I chose this one. What a lot of people may not, now, you might be booing me after I say this next part. No. What a lot of people may not realize is that even though I'm a proud Razorback, people realize that this might be the campus that I'm most intimately connected, because it was on this campus in the late 1960s that 2 students met, married on this campus, went on to have a family, and eventually had a son by the name of TJ Holmes. That's right, my parents met on this very campus as students. My parents are actually here tonight. They came in from West Memphis, still together, 48 years of marriage. What is it? Is that right? 48? 48 years of marriage. Now, y'all clapping like that's a sweet love story. So no, that ain't a story of love. It's a story of tolerance and endurance.
Now listen to this again. Listen to this.
Campus that I'm most intimately connected, because it was on this campus in the late 1960s that 2 students met, married on this campus, went on to have a family, and eventually had a son by the name of TJ Holmes. That's right, my parents met on this very campus as students. My parents are actually here tonight. They came in from West Memphis, still together, 48 years of marriage. What is it? Is that right? 48? 48 years of marriage. Now,
listen to this.
Now y'all clapping like.
Listen to what he says. Listen to this.
That's a sweet love story. So no, that ain't a story of love. It's a story of tolerance and endurance.
Now, this is T.J. Holmes' mom, beautiful woman, and this is her husband. Keep in mind, and I'm going to freeze this right here, and I'll just periodically start it for a second to keep the screen from going blank. T.J. Holmes' mom is beautiful, and his dad is a handsome man. Humiliates Holmes Sr., United States Assistant Superintendent of Federal Programs in West Memphis School District. 75 years old. Still lives in West Memphis, according to records. Let me say this. And I'm not looking for anyone to agree with me. I'm going to say this because I contemplated making this video for about a week. Ever since he started gallivanting around town with his mistress during the holidays. Here's a man that you can't find a picture of him with his mother and father nowhere on the internet. Here's a man that keeps saying that he's so black and he's so proud to be black. But here are two African American people who in the 60s were able to go to college. Here's two people. Here's a man that stuck by his wife that he had, I think 2J has, I think he has a sister. Here's a man who stuck by his wife who chose to have children by him. Here's a man who works proudly for the school district of West Memphis. And here's also a man and a woman who was in a position to get college educations back in the 60s at a time when a lot of African Americans could barely afford to go to college because they didn't have parents who paved the way for them. A lot of people had to finish high school if they were lucky and work. You know, being African American, I'm very careful what I talk about. Sometimes I don't want to say certain things, but this time I'm going to say it. At the risk of losing followers, I don't really care about that. I appreciate the people that follow me, but I'm going to say something, and a lot of white America may not like it, and a lot of black America may not like it, because unfortunately, so many people are so afraid to talk about race. They're like, oh my God, don't say this, don't say that. I'm going to say it the same way all those white people get on their podcast, they say what they want to say about black people. They feel so comfortable talking about black people. So I'm going to say what I need to say, what I want to say about this disrespectful, poor excuse of a black man, T.J. Holmes. First of all, I don't know if he's ashamed of his parents or not. His mother's beautiful, and his father is very handsome. Are they too unaccomplished to be publicly acknowledged in the form of pictures, the same way he's acknowledging that white woman that he's gallivanting around town, the one that's still married to that actor that she just kept having problems with? A lot of people keep posting things about Marital, his wife, with their daughter. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to touch on 3 different issues in this video. Some people may agree, some may not. Hold on. Okay, I have to do that every now and then to keep it from cutting off. So, some people may, there you go. Some people may agree with what I say, and some people may not. This poor excuse of a man chose to put his penis in 2 different women and procreate and have 3 children. Now, a lot of people always see him with the little light-skinned daughter, no offense to her, with the curly hair, why he's acting like the proud dad doing her hair on TV. I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm about to say. But he has another set of children, a boy and a girl, by his first wife, who's a news anchor, I think for MSNBC or one of those shows. I think it's MSNBC. Very beautiful woman. Little brown-skinned woman, and the kids are kind of like brown-skinned. But I think I saw one picture of those 2 children with T.J. Holmes, but he's all over social media combing his other daughter hair and doing all this stuff or whatever. The same daughter that he had his mistress daughter over at his wife Marital house, babysitting his daughter that he claimed to love so much. Well, he don't really claim to love her so much. He couldn't love her too much because most kids believe in, unless depending on what religion you are, a lot of kids believe in reindeers and Rudolph and Santa Claus coming down the chimney bringing gifts on Christmas. But here's a man that chose to leave his daughters with an S. He has 2 daughters, as well as his son behind during the Christmas holidays. And once again, putting his own selfish needs before his children. Because his soon-to-be ex-wife, Marital, posted a picture of a tree with some old, I'm so strong statements. Let me say this. He's a disgrace. And any man that sit back up there and defend this type of behavior is just as sick as he is. See, because I'm sick of all these adults making everything about what they want. These kids didn't ask you to procreate and bring them into this world. That white woman that you steady gallivanting around, that got that husband who was actually, she chose to walk down the aisle with him. Andrew Shue. And out of everybody, Andrew hasn't said a word. That's a man. Like, okay, I really don't have nothing to say. Everybody want to praise them and tell them they deserve to be in love. And the paparazzi catch him in the airport and his old whitewashed, poor excuse of a black man ass. And I'm going to say that. You want to sit there and leave your little black kids sitting with their mother somewhere. Now, I don't know if these grandparents are involved in the children's lives. I find it very odd that as grandparents, whatever their son is doing, I find it very odd that Mary Leigh hasn't posted any pictures of the granddaughter with the grandparents. And the other mother, I'm not going to call her other mother because she deserves to be respected. I know her name too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I know her name. I had it written down. So I'm not going to call her the other mother. She deserves more respect for that because she's a very accomplished news person in her own right. I find it very odd that neither one of T.J. Holmes' wives or ex-wives or their children have any pictures during the holidays with the grandparents. I find it very odd that you can marry a man and not insist on, like, how do I want to say this? A lot of black people, they leave these small towns, but they come back there doing that, oh, hey, I'm so successful, you little people here. He constantly referenced the fact that he doesn't usually get here. You know, where I live in New York, there's not too many planes that go to Arkansas. Yeah, they are. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. Before Young Dolph died, Young Dolph used to be all around the world and still find his way to Memphis. He in West Memphis. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo, a rapper. She lived out in LA. She found her way back to Memphis. Yo Gotti, another hip hop artist and mogul. He be all over the world, but he found his way back to Memphis because his mother restaurant's still in Memphis. T.J. Holmes don't have more money than none of them, the people that I name. He doesn't make as much money as a lot of you people think. But to some people in Arkansas, in his mind, obviously, West Memphis, he think he's a pretty big deal. Does T.J. Holmes think I'm not going to even pose the question. I think T.J. Holmes think he's such a big deal, but he's going to forget about his black parents that paved the way. You know, they had that movie where the black girl tried to pass off as being white. You remember that? Because her mother was a maid, and she was ashamed of her mother being a maid for those white people that put her in a position where she'd be able to go to school and do better. And I'm not going to name the name of the movie because I don't know if I can do that in the video, but you guys need to Google it. It's too many black people that make it. And then they build a family. It's just the mom, the dad, and the kid. What kind of idiot? No, I'm not going to say what kind. T.J. Holmes is an idiot in my opinion. It's not about him being a narcissist. He's mad because Mary Leigh put that investigator on him. So he's like, screw you, I'm going to make you hurt. I don't care if it's you or your daughter. You know how many Papa was a Rolling Stone men running around here? They go from family to family having kids, and then they love whatever. They love the woman, they have the kids, and they like this happy family. Then when they leave the woman, they like, okay, on to the next. Every woman TJ leaves get lighter and lighter and lighter. First he had his wife that was brown skinny. Then he went to Natasha Singh. No disrespect to Natasha Singh because I think she's married and she's happy. So in no way she's also accomplished. This is just an example. Then he goes to Mary Leigh. T.J. Holmes wasn't in the position he is in now when he got with Mary Lay. He's a mountain climber and a bear hopper, and he's laying kisses and sticking his penis in anything and having these babies that he keep leaving behind. See, because I'm going to get on Mary Lay about something. Let me say this, and a lot of women, I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. You may look at Mary Lay like she's a victim. I don't look at her like a victim. Hold on. I don't look at Mary Lay like she's a victim. I have to do that every now and then. She chose to stay with this cheating, lying bastard. She chose to. He made a post and said, I gave an excuse after excuse for her to walk her fine ass out the door. So that's why I'm using small profanity, like, you know, a little bit of profanity, but nothing too vulgar, because that's what he said. On his, you know, when he made a dedication to his wife. And he laughs and he jokes. He didn't want to be with her in the first place. He had a baby. He's a selfish pig, and she's just as ignorant, in my opinion. See, because I'm going to tell you why. As a mother, you're supposed to be a mother no matter what. But so many women, I don't care if they black, white, or whatever, a lot of women love these men so much that you rather put this man first instead of being an example for your daughters to show them how to be a proud woman with dignity and grace. You don't need to chase a man around and don't want to be bothered with you. But a lot of people are so busy, especially when you graduate from college. You college educated, she's a lawyer, da. You're so busy trying to get a ring on your finger just so you can say you married. Because Lord forbid, if you have to leave this man, this black man, you want to be black and marry a black man so bad that you marry a black man that you think is a good man. And I'm going to say this. So many of y'all have this perception about what a black man that's a good man is. It's always a man in a suit. It's always the man that came from a two-parent family. It's always the man that's college educated. And 9 times out of 10, they the ones that's the biggest dogs and the biggest whores and the biggest unfaithful people, and especially being disloyal. But T.J. Holmes always say he black, but he went to a school with all these black men. Look at this young man. Look like he's like 20-something years old. And this is right here too. He's black men. He went to, and there's some women there too. There's some women there also. He went there and he talked about being blackity black. His black parents couldn't have possibly taught him how to abandon any kids. Because they didn't abandon him. And they still together. He's a piece of shit. And Mary Lee is not too far behind him. Because one thing about women, let me say this. I don't know where, I know she grew up in South Africa somewhere. I don't know where she grew up in. Let me tell you this. Mary Lee got a child, and that child has a sister and a brother. I wouldn't give a damn what T.J. Holmes said on Christmas, gallivanting around with his mistress, who's white, and happy to be with this black man. But let me tell you something that you guys are not going to want to hear. And you can say I'm being racist or saying whatever. I'm not being racist. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of black men marry white black women. Then when they finally get a hold to a white woman, guess what? She's a prize in their eyes. They don't care if she's trash. They don't care if she's been ran through. They don't care if she done slept with everybody in town. Because they feel like, oh yeah, that's what women do. Because all he's trying to do is get one leg up. That's going to take him farther and farther away from being that black boy that grew up down there in West Memphis. Because then he'll feel like Don Lemon and the rest of his black friends and the rest of those co-anchors that was over there at CNN when they married white people. And then when they marry the white people, they turn back around and start talking real bad about black people. Now, I don't have a problem with people interracial dating, because I'm going to date whoever that love me. But I have a problem with any man or any woman that don't take care of their kids. You chose to have these kids. Now, what a parent is supposed to do is sit around. I don't care, even if you're Jehovah's Witness, whatever. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I don't care if it's Hanukkah, is Kwanzaa, is whatever. And he's supposed to be so blackity black. That's what he say. I don't use words like that. He said blackity black. That's what he told his college kids here. Then he told the one lady her name, because of her name, he's going to make her a drug dealer or something. This is what T.J. Holmes said. In this speech, I'll go back and look at it. I'm not making stuff up. These are his words, not mine. Mary Lee is so busy jumping on her every time. Well, I been new. Well, if you been new, you should have been and left. 10 years ago, 8 years ago, they had a daughter. And every time you turn around, she posted over her daughter like he really give a damn. Let me tell you something, Mary Lee. TJ don't give a damn about you or your daughter. Swallow those apples and face the truth. And get your stuff together and realize you have a law degree. See, this is what make me mad about make me upset about a lot of women, especially a lot of black women who are professional and they say they are accomplished. The first thing they say, and she's not the only one who's a lawyer that do it. There's another one that's a lawyer that do it all the time. I'm a lawyer. I'm this and that. I'm blah, 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 blah. You can be all that with a big bank account, with a low self-esteem, and be dumb as a box of rocks, and a freaking pushover that your daughter got to sit there and look at the whole world. I mean, your daughter got to watch you pretend to be the strong black woman while this piece of crap ass husband, who's her father, disrespect you and her by gallivanting around with a woman that you let in your home, and you say you've been new. You should have cut this off a long time ago. But you want to stay because you made him do something that he was too much of a coward to do. He been trying to make her leave. See, because that's what cowards do. They cheat, they dog you out, and they too afraid to say, I want a divorce, because they don't want to sound like a failure. So they try to make the woman leave. But no, Mary Lee made, that's one thing I can say, she made him stand up and leave. But you leaving for what? You think Amy's a good stepmother? No. Let me tell you something about men. Men, you guys need to stop it. You pick a woman, I don't care if you pick a whore or not, because that's exactly what she was over there at NBC when she went over there and pulled all that bull crap over there with their whole Matt Lauer and all that different stuff. When she pulled the stuff with Jeffrey Epstein in that story. But this the woman you want to lay down with and gallivant around like a kid in the candy store like he's so damn happy. If you guys think they just all of a sudden jumped out the blue and just started having sex and being with each other, you got to be crazy. They been friends. And she been waiting. But she wasn't his first choice. Trust me. Because if somebody else that was white, that was more respectful and younger, polished, not so ran through, he would jump at the chance to be with her. But see, right now he doing all this stuff to save face. Because he don't want to look like a failure. Because see, men like that, they hate failing. And Mary Lee, people like that, pick me up and rub my back and keep on forgiving me as black women or biracial women. You make it easy for these men. You don't have to be a doormat for nobody. It's okay to be alone. Start choosing your children, well-being, mental stability, emotional stability over these men that you choose to walk down the aisle with. See, when women act like that, that's why so many kids get molested. That's why so many kids have their step parents and all these different people doing shit to them, and their parents don't. Oh, he didn't do that because you're so in love with this man. And I am definitely not saying TJ is a pedophile or nothing like that. I'm using that as an example. Stop loving these men more than you love the kids that you created with them. See, because if you love your kids enough, you're going to love yourself enough to say, hey, hold up, I'm raising a daughter. And I'd be damned if I'm going to let my daughter think that men's supposed to treat her wrong. See, because women learn how to love a man by watching their father love their mother. Or watching how their father loved them. You're going to either pick a man that treats you good, or you're going to pick a man that treats you like you crap. Mary Lee want to act like she got all these different accolades, but you stay with a man that treats you like shit. Your daughter, what about their daughter? When do the kids, when will adults start putting children first? See, because it was no reason for TJ and Amy to go anywhere during the holiday season. Because not only do he have kids, this piece of trash has 2 daughters herself. You already on your second marriage. The first man left her. You know, she was cheating on the first husband allegedly. I don't care who filed a divorce. He left her ass. Now, Andrew Shue, they've been going through problems. If she was the top of the line, white girl or black girl, and it's no disrespect to Andrew Shue because I like him and I like his style. But if she was the top of the line, she wouldn't have chose the actor who was famous for being on Melrose Place, because I don't even remember when Melrose Place was popular. Yeah, it was going to do that. Sorry, you guys. So, I don't even remember when Melrose Place was popular. But that's what she chose to deal with. She chose to, bear with me, I'm just going to let it play. She chose to deal with an actor whose career was practically, hold on. Okay, she chose to deal with an actor whose career was practically over with. That's what she chose to do. So, she's not the pick of the litter. You're going to have to bear with me. I'm trying to get to this video. And I'm not going to start over, so whatever. She chose to deal with an actor whose career was over with and who didn't treat her well. But if you guys believe that T.J. Holmes and Amy just don't mess around, you got to be living up under the rock. What about T.J. wife and ex-wife get together for the holidays and let the children come together? Because I bet you can't find now one picture on the internet with all three of TJ kids together. Why are these kids not being raised like siblings? Why is it that Mary Lee keep talking about how TJ left her and the kids, and she had a little Christmas tree with a little present or whatever she was doing, like she's strong, but she want to see this. I'm gonna tell you what she's doing. She's doing what women who really are scoring do, and they trying to act like they're not. She's too cowardly to say what the hell she got to say, so she want to keep putting these little pictures up to make America and make the world, make viewers do her dirty work for her. And they make her feel bad because she's going to be there waiting for him. If she wasn't going to be there waiting for him, she would have been filed for a divorce. But she don't want to seem like a failure. Get out of this idea, women of all races, that you need to be married. Of course you don't want to raise kids by yourself. But you know how many people that's poor raising these kids that barely can pay rent, barely pay a car. Some of them have to get on the bus and public transportation, and people want, and Mary Lee want people to feel sorry for her. She's a lawyer with good credit and has money, has a substantial income. You want somebody to feel sorry for you, and you chose to stay, and you still haven't filed for a divorce. I don't feel sorry for. I feel sorry for her daughter. I feel sorry for his other kids, that they got a narcissistic dad that don't give a damn about them. He chooses to throw everything that he worked for this white woman that nobody that was white even wanted to be bothered with her. And that's what it is. Say I'm racist, say whatever, because I'm not. Because like I said, I'm going to love who love me. He want to gallivant around with this white lady like he done found the prize. She's a whore and a home wrecker. And Mary Lee is a doormat and a damn fool. The only one in this equation that have some sense is obviously TJ parents, who still stay together for 40-some years. He say it's about patience and endurance. Whatever it's about, TJ daddy stayed with his wife that he made a vow for. I mean, he made a vow before God. And he stayed with her for 45 years. That's the longest a lot of us been living. Praise God. Now you're going to say, why did you curse? I do say praise God because I felt like it. This burns me up because so many men and women, you guys want to do what the hell you want to do after you choose to be a parent. Stop having babies if you don't want to be good role models for your children. Your kids didn't ask to be born into this world. You made this decision. But he got to sit up there and watch it. He humiliated his wife. And he disrespected his parents. And how do you think his parents feel about this? I don't know. I just think it's very odd that, and I'm just saying, what if the parents don't want to be involved? What if they're some horrible grandparents? I don't know. And if they are some horrible grandparents, they need to be, I can see where TJ got it from, but I just don't believe that. You know, let me say something. How the hell can you marry somebody and Anybody else that's a mother and a father, the first thing they're going to do, let me reach out to my daughter-in-law, let me reach out to my grandbabies to make sure they're okay. But knowing this jerk, he probably got it where his parents can't even deal with his wife. I don't know what happened in his family. But I know one thing, Mary Lee keeps saying she's a lawyer. If you don't worry about your daughter's stability, reach out to the grandparents. You that worry about your daughter's stability, reach out to his family. See, because that's what's wrong with a lot of people. When they leave a small town, they have very little interaction with their family because the family too black. But that's a conversation a lot of black people not ready to have. See, TJ want to keep acting like he's black and he's black. He don't know what it's like to be in the hood because he wasn't in the hood. And he not black and he black. He keeps saying he black and he black because only a damn fool would say something about being black and he black. And then he's go to a campus and start defending a white man who was calling people coons or cunts or some old racist bullshit. So if you think I'm racist, watch the whole clip and you'll see exactly what he said about that white man and told everybody, all the black kids, that they should forgive him and all this. We don't have to forgive people like you and Don Lemon. See, because what I'm waiting for, I'm not waiting for because I don't even want that to happen, but he's going to keep on treading on this light. He's so stupid. He think he can get away with everything. Everybody has a past. We all have a past. And we all have things that we may not want to come back up. T.J. Holmes is not who y'all think he is. Like I said, it's not my plate. It's not for me to expose him. Just because a man has a lot of women, just because a man married a woman, does not mean that that man is interested in that woman or any other women. And a lot of men, I'm not saying either this or that, and I'm not implying nothing, I'm just making a statement. Because I could definitely say what I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it. So this is the thing. T.J. Holmes is very feminine, in my opinion. He acts like a woman, in my opinion. And he tries so hard to act like a masculine man. But him and that old Don Lemon, they like best friends in the whole world. They was in Atlanta, he'd be around so many different people. That's like he was at BET and trying to act like the little man that was gay was doing this and doing that. You know. If you're not gay, I'm not saying he is. If you're not gay, I know you're not worried about a gay man coming on to you. What's the big deal? Can you just tell him I'm not interested? Allegedly. If the gay man was coming on to you, you so strong, what's the big deal? Because he's a mountain climber. Because he's a career climber. And he's going to do whatever he got to do. A grin and laugh in anybody's face, whether you have to mislead them and make believe and try to act like this and act like whatever and pretend. But the same way he pretended that he gave a damn about marital. Now his first wife, I'm sure he really did care about her. But I'm just trying to figure out why those two black kids, you know, the ones that's all black, why those two little black kids are never on those videos when he was like the one with his biracial daughter, when he was combing her hair, you know, the one with the curly hair, and he was combing her hair. Or is it that the black kids heard too quick, you can't do all that? Or is it that you just don't want to bring the black kids around because they kind of remind you that your black mother and father? I don't know what's going on with this idiot. But I'm going to tell you something that why he trying to do like Don Lemon and everybody else. Don Lemon, Craig Melvin, what's the other one? I know his name. I don't want to name it because I like him. Craig Melvin, Don Lemon, and the one on the Daily Show. See, this is the thing. I don't have a problem with you dating outside your race because I'm going to date whoever I want to date, regardless of what color they are. I have a problem with anybody who date outside their race and then they want to go, especially when they're homosexuals. You know, the man that's homosexual that T.J. Holmes was so close with. You know, because Don Lemon, you remember, he said, I just want to ask for tolerance or something for his brother, whatever the hell he said. But then he turned back around and started blasting Prince Harry. You know, Don Lemon, the same man, and I'm going to make a video about that. You know, Don Lemon, the gay man that said his brother allegedly abused him. I guess that's how you trying to act like that's what happened to him to make him be. See, that's I don't even want to say that. I'll wait till I make the video. But Don Lemon, you know, him and T.J. Holmes are really, 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 really good friends. You know, he's good, really good friend with a whole lot of people. They try to act like the other man that was gay was trying to come on to him, and he was just so offended. But he always around a bunch of gay people. You know, T.J. Holmes used to be always around a bunch of gay people, especially when he was in Atlanta. But don't nobody want to talk about that. But this is the thing. Just because a man can have 1,000 women, and they can just be trying to be black and trying to do everything to please their family when they can't even live in their own truth. Whether that truth is being that you really never wanted to marry a black woman, you just married her because there was a lot of times men date who's available to them. The more money he gets, any man, any woman, as far as it matters, the options get wider. Amy is not more successful than Marital, and she's not prettier than Marital. But let me tell you something. TJ, in my opinion, wasn't going to be with Amy because for what's understood is that he's been cheating with somebody else other than Amy. And I didn't get that from his wife. Now, I heard it, but even if you go back and look at, and just say this about Claudia Jordan, even if you go back and look at, I think it's called the Queen's, I'm going to say the wrong thing, and Kaya going to curse me out because I almost called the name of, you should go look at her show, Kaya, she hilarious, but I almost said the name of her show. But whatever the name, I know it's on Fox, so not being disrespectful, I really just don't know the name of it. Oh, okay. I think that's needed. Whatever the name of it is, it's Claudia Jordan. And Claudia Jordan was like, well, one of my friends that's an actress, was saying that, hey, blah, 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 blah. Now, that's what Claudia Jordan said. Now, I don't know who this actress is because I'm like, ooh, it's Claudia spill the tea. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say this. I don't care how many white women T.J. Holmes run around town with. T.J. Holmes like black women, too. And T.J. Holmes is always trying to keep a black woman around. Now, you guys can believe whatever you want to believe, but I'm telling you, I don't even think Marital was black enough for him. And Natasha Singh, he threw her to the ringer. And when it's all said and done, T.J. Holmes is a black boy from West Memphis, Arkansas. They probably never thought he was going to get out of West Memphis. And if he did, he should try to crack a joke about him not going back. But I'm going to tell you this. He has no choice but to stay with Amy. You know why? Because if he doesn't, he's going to look like the biggest simp ever. Because he chose to leave his family. He could have just got up and walked away. You got a right to leave. He should have been a man and just walked away. Like he finally filed for divorce. He only filed for divorce because he's humiliated. Because Marital finally stood up for herself. But did she really stand up for herself? Because she she thought he needed her. She thought he was going to come back. And she right there waiting with arms open. Women, get yourself together and remember that you have children. And if you have stepchildren, stop letting these men keep these kids divided. Marital daughter and TJ, other two kids, they are brothers and sisters. All that step bull crap and all that stuff. In black families, a lot of us don't do that. Either you brothers and sisters or you not. That's not your step brother. That is your brother. That is your sister. Now, the other wife, oh my God, I know her name. I'm going to literally Google her name because this is so disrespectful for me to, is her name Amy? I don't know if that lady name is Amy. Oh my God, I feel like such a, listen, T.J. Holmes' first wife, please forgive me. I know her name. I can tell you she's like really pretty with like a little curly natural hair. She's really pretty, brown skinned lady. I know who she is. I just can't think of her name right now. So I do know who she is because I did my research and I watched some of her programs. And I'm almost certain she's on MSNBC. That's why I know she had the two children. So I know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to post a picture of T.J. Holmes' family, the one that's all black and very distinguished family. Look like they're, I'm sure they come from a very educated family. But that doesn't mean anything because when you grow up working class and your family go to college and you start getting a big city, big lights, then sometimes people try to leave the black family behind. Now, Marital, get it together. Those grandparents need to be in those children's lives. And if you have a good relationship with the grandparents, then the grandparents are going to always make sure the baby has a connection to her father. They're going to always, black families, they're going to love those grandparents, those kind of black people, even the poor black people. You know how many grandparents, a lot of grandparents don't play about their grandkids. They don't care if you or TJ don't never talk, they're going to come get their grandkids. You fly down there with the baby, put up in a hotel, let her see the rest of her siblings. But I'm pretty sure these women need to come together. Mary Lee and the ex-wife need to come together and say, screw to, well, the ex-wife already gone on and living her little life, and she don't never say a word because she's not bitter. She's beautiful. She moved on and she's doing what's right back. That's what a mother does. The first Mary Lee can learn a lot from the first wife, because the first wife haven't said not one word, and she don't parade her kids around. But TJ need to be a better father, because how you gonna raise a son and he steady gallivanting around? I'm telling you, wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And name a man that has 3 children by 2 beautiful women that choose to get up and run around town with a woman that was married. A lot of times, listen what I'm about to say. If you know anything about men who live double lives, then you know this is the type of stuff that they do. They do stuff like this. They create controversy with every single woman they deal with, because they're dealing with their inner turmoil and can't understand why they feel the way they feel. Just like Don Lemon wrote that book about his brother abusing him, and now he's trying to tell Prince Harry that he is, what is the word he used? Hold on. I think it was gosh. I don't know what the word was. I wrote it down somewhere, but whatever. Have a good day.